Call meeting to order, Worthington City Council regular meeting, 5:30 p.m., Monday, March 24th, 2025, City Hall Council Chambers. Call meeting to order. If everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, welcome everybody. Doesn't look like that we've got any changes or additions to the agenda.
Move to close the agenda.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Consent agenda. We've got regular city council meeting minutes of March 10th, 2025. Park and Rec advisory board meeting minutes of March 5th, 2025. Heron Lake Watershed Board meeting minutes of February 12th, 2025, and bills payable.
Move to approve consent
Second.
agenda.
Okay, a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Thank you. Moving on to administration. The first case item is the third reading of the proposed ordinance regarding the zoning for cannabis. Complete copy of the ordinance was in the February 24th, 2025 council agenda. Council action is requested to give a third reading and subsequently adopt the proposed ordinance. We've had no comment on any of the zoning issues regarding this.
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
All right, next item is a resolution establishing the cannabis business registration fees. On February 24th, 2025, City Council approved a third reading and subsequent adoption of an ordinance establishing regulations for cannabis businesses. Section 117.06 of the ordinance requires that the council establish registration fees by resolution. The proposed fees are as follows. The initial registration fee is $500. Renewal registration fee is $1,000. These proposed fees are the maximum allowed by Minnesota statute. Should council concur with the proposed fees, they may pass the resolution that was shown as Exhibit 1. Council action is requested.
Amy.
Do we know why the initial fee is
Yeah.
half of what a renewal is?
Are we sure that's not
Usually-
a typo? Yeah.
No, believe me, it's not a typo. It's the, came out of St. Paul.
I'm
all I'm
suspecting
gonna
that they're
say.
anticipating that they're going to have some money instead of hitting them hard right away. And
I don't know.
Don't know.
I move to approve.
Second.
okay, motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Next item is leadership training for new and emerging directors, managers, and supervisors. Administration is committed to bolstering the city's new and emerging leaders by enhancing their skills in communication, management, decision-making, and team motivation. A number of individuals have recently stepped into leadership positions, with more foreseen as likely retirements occur over the next several years. Administration is recommending a 2-day in-person classroom program titled Excelling as a Manager or Supervisor that is presented by SkillPath. This program emphasizes the interpersonal skills needed to create and keep high-performing team. A syllabus of the class was included as Exhibit 2. The class accommodates up to 30 students for a fee of $10,150, and I'm commenting that this includes a $500 discount if we commit to it by the end of March. Fee will be charged to each department on a prorated basis. Planning to schedule the class for the week of June 9th, 2025. Council action is requested to accept the SkillPath proposal and authorize execution by the mayor and clerk of the agreement that was also included as Exhibit 2.
Today is the last next week is the last day marked, so they
Yes.
have enough time in there. I think this is a great idea. I think a lot of times we put people in leadership positions and there's never any formal training for it. Very few have formal training for it. So I think this is a great idea.
I also think it's a great idea too. Will you be able to fill up the 30 slots?
Yes, I've put together some preliminary lists, and I'm reaching out to the department heads and managers of who they would like to include, and we'll go down through that list from each. I want each department fully represented, and we'll see if we have enough seats for everyone that they would like to put in there, but we'll start with our most likely
Yeah.
leaders.
Just city, or is that, they've had, or likely some turnover in public utility too? Does that include?
It includes public utilities, yes. They've given me a list of who they would like to have involved.
Will they pay part of this then?
I'm sorry?
Will they pay part of the?
Yes, what I'm planning is that each department would be charged a prorated basis for the number of people that attend.
Very good.
It's a 2-day thing, it's all day from 9 to
Yes.
3, or?
Yeah, it starts at 9, and I don't know if it goes till 3 or 4 or 5, but it will go through most of the day, yeah.
Just, it's a one-time, it's 2 days here, it's not like another session?
Correct.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you. Item number 4 is the nominating committee recommendation for committee appointments and reappointments. Nominating committee met on January 23rd, made the recommendation to appoint Leanne Bardison to the Planning Commission to fill an unexpired term, which would have expired on March 31st next week. Due to the time commitment, she subsequently declined. On March 19th, 2025, the nominating committee agreed via email to recommend Brad Brake to the Planning Commission to fill the unexpired term, which again expires on March 31st, and then also to continue to serve a 3-year term that would expire March 31st, 2028. Council is requested to approve Brad Brake to the Planning Commission to fill an unexpired term and then continue to serve a first 3-year term, which would expire on March 31st, 2028.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Public Works?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The first item is the Minnesota West Ball Field Maintenance Contract. The City of Worthington and Minnesota West have proposed a maintenance agreement, Exhibit 1 in your packet, to have City Public Works staff do annual maintenance on athletic fields located on the Minnesota West Worthington campus. These fields include baseball, softball, football, and the football practice fields. The maintenance duties that Public Works will be responsible for include mowing, dragging, lining the fields, fertilizing, aerating, and general cleanup. The proposed fee that Minnesota West will pay the City of Worthington for these services is not to exceed $15,000. Staff has reviewed the contract and is supportive of its passage. Council action is requested to approve the Minnesota West maintenance contract. It will actually, I already discussed with them, the fees will go up about 10% from last year, just the basic fees, so there is an increase.
Okay, anybody else?
Okay, do you keep track of the hours and charge them accordingly?
Yes.
Okay. I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
The second one is approve a professional services work order to do construction administration on the new 150-foot by 50-foot hangar at the Worthington Municipal Airport. At its August 26, 2024 meeting, City Council approved a master services agreement with the firm of Bolton and Mink for identified airport projects that are initiated within 5 years of the above date. The approval of the master agreement followed an open consultant selection process as required by the FAA. The master service agreement established the terms and conditions that may be common to all airport projects undertaken by the firm. Work orders address the scope of services and any other specific terms relating to specific projects. BMI is proposing work order number 2, Exhibit 2 in your packet, to do construction services on the new multi-bay hangar at the Worthington Municipal Airport. Bids for this hangar were opened on February 5th, 2025, and council at their February 10th, 2025 meeting accepted a bid from Everstrong Construction to build this new hangar. Bolton and Menk's proposed fee for these services shall be completed on a lump sum basis of $85,000, and the cost breakdown will be as follows. The FAA share is 95%, which is $80,750. The state share is 2.5%, which is $2,125, and the city share will be 2.5%, $2,125. Council action is requested to approve Bolton and Menk's work order number 2 and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the agreement.
Move to approve the work order.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
One more thing I will bring up for that. We were informed today that the FAA did receive their federal funding, so this project should go forward. We still have not signed a contract with Everstrong Construction, and we wanted to make sure that everything was in order, and as soon as this gets approved, we should be able to move forward. So,
Thank you.
thanks.
Okay, engineering.
Good evening. Excuse my voice tonight. It's a little rough. My first case item is to award contract for Murray Avenue reconstruction. The bid opening for the Murray Avenue reconstruction project was held on Tuesday, March 20, 2025 at 2 p.m. The bid result will be made public once the council awarded the contract to the lowest responsible bidder. The lowest bid submitted by Henning Construction is $656,891.15 for bituminous option and $808,670.95 for concrete option. Staff requests the council to select one of the bid options and award the contract to the lowest responsible bidder.
Okay, any questions? Steve?
I just wanted to inform council I was approached by a resident of Murray Avenue over the weekend with concerns about the assessment costs. So that's all I'm going to add to it.
So does staff have, what are your thoughts on bituminous or concrete on this street?
Like you guys know, a concrete lasts about decade to two decades longer than bituminous without any maintenance. And also you can overlay the concrete. But I personally like bituminous option a little better when you look at the long term period, like say like 40, 50, 70 years period, because with the bituminous option, you can come back and mill the surface and then put the brand new surface when you have some little bit of potholes or chips here and there. Rather than bituminous, if the corners start chipping, all you can do is just put bituminous patches. So really, it's up
Well,
to
if
you.
it saves the residents some money, you know, that, because I don't think it's, you know, other than residential traffic, it's not any really through traffic that they use or no heavy traffic.
Right.
Chris?
But did you figure out a number, what would be the approximate assessment at completion whether it was bituminous or the concrete?
It will be about 30% higher. The concrete option will be 30% higher than bituminous.
Got an estimated number?
For bituminous, it will be about $300,000. Are you asking per lot?
Correct.
Yeah, square footage.
Yeah. And I understand
per
it's just a
lot.
rough estimate. Yeah.
Per lot, bituminous, probably around $8,000 to $9,000 per lot. Concrete option, 13 to 14.
Amy?
Did we have an estimate of what this project was going to cost?
Yes, it's budgeted at $900,000. With bituminous option, including engineering, it will be stay just below $900,000. With concrete option, it will go over a little bit by $200,000 to $300,000.
Mike?
You know, I'm thinking with, this street here is likely not to get any heavy truck traffic on
Correct.
it. You know, the occasional waste garbage truck. But other than that, and, the traffic is not going to be as high a number as it would be on
Correct.
some of our other arteries. The cost savings, not only for the residents, but remember, the city pays for the center 24 feet, so it's a savings for the rest of the residents. And
I
Worthington as
do
well.
definitely recommend to go with the concrete option whenever we do state aid roads or major collector roads. But since this is very just residential street,
Yeah.
bituminous option might be just fine.
From a maintenance standpoint, as far as snow removal, melting off, icy stuff like that, I prefer to have bituminous. And when this isn't a very heavy travel street with large equipment, I think it's a better option.
Thank you. Amy?
I'll make a motion to go with Henning Construction for the bituminous option at $656,891.15.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Second item is to award contract for Centennial Trail reconstruction. The bid opening for Centennial Trail reconstruction project was on Tuesday, March 20, 2025 at 2:10 p.m. The bid result will be made public once the council award the contract to the lowest responsible bidder. The lowest bid submitted by Dunning Inc. is $224,202.50. Staff recommends that the council award the contract to the lowest responsible bidder. And this is a concrete trail reconstruction.
What was the estimate? What was the engineer's estimate?
It was $256,000.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Third item is to award East 9th Avenue full street reconstruction. The bid opening for the East 9th Avenue full street reconstruction project was on Thursday, March 20, 2025 at 2:20 p.m. The bid result will be made public once the council award the contract to the lowest responsible bidder. The lowest bid submitted by Henning Construction is $156,175.50. Staff recommends that the council award the contract to the lowest responsible bidder.
What was the estimate on this?
Estimate was close to $300,000, and this number came down very, very nice. I was very surprised to see this number.
Good.
That's with the utilities,
Correct.
plumbing and streets.
Correct.
Curb too?
Nope. If necessary, curb will be remove and replace, but both utilities can be placed within the street width, so we didn't plan to touch any curb and gutters.
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
My fourth item is to award the 6th Avenue water and sewer reconstruction. The bid opening for the 6th Avenue water and sewer reconstruction project was on Thursday, March 20, 2025 at 2:30 p.m. The bid result will be made public once the council awards the contract to the lowest responsible bidder. The lowest bid submitted by Henning Construction is $802,891.60. Staff recommends the council award the contract to the lowest responsible bidder.
And once again, what was the engineer's estimate?
About $1 million. I think I worried a little too much this year. Trying to think what happened last year, so the number came back really, really good.
So you're doing the water and sewer this year, and then next year you're going to bid out the street?
Correct.
This number figures bringing in a temporary street?
Correct.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
I think this demonstrates the cost savings that we can achieve when we bid at an opportune time. And I have to really congratulate our engineering department for getting those plans out and working hard over the winter to get us in a good bidding situation, and the money that was saved that can go to future projects.
How many bids did we get in roughly, like per project?
Three each, every project, yep.
Okay, good.
Just for future reference too, I've been reaching out to closer contractors like Sioux Falls or Fairmont, Mankato, and I've been reaching out to interest them to bid in our city. That would maybe bring up a little bit more competition to bring down the cost a little bit more. So hopefully that happens starting next year too.
Thank you.
My fifth item is to approve resolution pertaining to intent to bond for costs incurred in making public improvements. Federal tax regulation required that local government declare the intent to reimburse themselves for prior costs incurred in making public improvements would proceed from bonds. In other words, the city must state the intent to sell bonds for a project after significant costs have already been incurred for the project. It is typical for the city to temporarily finance improvements with construction fund reserve until an inadequate amount of cost from various projects have been incurred to warrant the issuance of bond. Staff recommends that City Council pass the resolution in Exhibit 1 for Murray Avenue reconstruction project and Exhibit 2 for East Avenue project. The maximum amount listed in the resolutions is approximately 10% higher than the project estimate presented for the project ordered by council.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
My last item is to approve plans for Service Road and Service Drive reconstruction project and authorize advertisements for bids. City staff has prepared plans and specifications for Service Road and Service Drive reconstruction project. State's plan approval is required since local road improvement program grant was received from the state to fund the project. State plan approval is currently pending, and when it's approved, the advertisement for bid will be active. Staff request council approving the plan and specification and authorize an advertisement for bid to be received on April 23, 2025 at 2 p.m. and considered for award at the April 28, 2025 City Council meeting.
Steve?
The pending state approval, that includes the DNR. They pretty much
Correct.
have been
All
satisfied
permits.
with the information that's provided. They just haven't signed off.
Correct.
Is there a MnDOT approval that we're also waiting on?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're hoping to receive that this week even.
Thank you.
Is that, just a reminder, is that phase 1 and phase 2 happen in the same year?
Yes.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Like we are down to committee reports. I have nothing.
No report.
No report.
I have a couple reports. HRA, as most of you know, we had the bid opening on Friday for the Prairie Acres, and it was an excellent response. more than I had hoped for. So we'll be looking at getting that approved here in the next week or two. We had, in our last board meeting, we had a discussion on where the HRA should go, where they should focus their resources and those types of things. And given that, you know, there are a couple of projects or developments that are looking at moving forward here in Worthington that will provide a significant amount of rentals and things like that. And as in the past, you know, the HRA's focused on doing duplex or two every year, you know, and adding to the supply as they can. Given the potential with the new developments and also there are no lots really available to build duplexes on in Worthington. So given those two things, our discussion really turned to.
I thought we have a lot of lots available that they could potentially put a duplex on.
Where?
Glenwood Heights?
Those have all been sold.
Yeah, but we are going to relook at that too.
Yeah,
There
we
is an
can-
option that,
Yeah.
We would have to extend the street and utilities to get into that next phase.
Yeah. Well, and
there is potential.
I should say without expending a lot of money, you know, for utilities and those types of things. But I think, you know, we want to give these new developments a good shot. And so we're thinking we should maybe shift our focus more to redevelopment and rehabilitation. It's in our bylaws, you know, to work on dilapidated properties in Worthington, properties that are close to maybe being, you know, that should be torn down and rebuilt. I think those are focuses that maybe the HRA should go for. And at this point, it's discussion only, you know. And so if you folks have any, you know, any inclination or any want to put any thoughts towards it, you're all welcome to do that. Because it's still in discussion. So I think there are a lot of areas in the middle of town. There are a lot of areas, and I can say that the Sungold Heights, if anybody's driven through that, you know, the properties there are just, to me, look like tinderboxes. But, you know, I think there's some opportunities for the HRA to look at redevelopment and rehabilitation as well. So, but it's a discussion that's ongoing. So we have to first get through the sale of Prairie Acres, and we have one duplex that's being built right now. So that'll come on board, I would hope, by the end of the fall. So that's going well. The other one is CVB marketing. We had a very good discussion on where we're going with that. And we're looking at we will be putting together packages, stay and play packages, stay and entertainment packages that involve a hotel night, involve a dinner, try to create activity with these CVB dollars. We're looking at also supporting our events that we have and maybe adding on to those. You know, the month of August, we don't really have any. That might be a good month to look at, you know, supporting a new event. But I think everybody on the committee, you know, is on board with creating activities. Let's get people to Worthington. Let's get them taste Worthington. Hopefully it puts heads on beds. But I think those are good uses of the dollars, lodging tax dollars. So, and so that's what we're looking at on the CVB side.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Chris?
I have no report this week.
Steve?
Following last week's work session and the discussion about the fireworks on July 3 and 4, Todd went back and contacted several different shooters, found one that timing was perfect. They had just had a cancellation for July 4th from a longtime customer. So they have agreed to shoot fireworks on both July 3rd and 4th. Total budget for fireworks will be what we've already budgeted, $21,000. So this year we will have fireworks on both the 3rd and the 4th.
And they're doing both nights?
They're doing
This new
both
company?
Just met with them today, and went out
very-
and looked at the site, and
Very nice.
finalized everything, so we'll have them on both nights, and they'll be comparable to what we had budgeted, so.
Good.
Yep.
Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.